Clippers talk after dark for lesser reasons. Welcome back in. I'm at a Moslin on my way home from Into a Dome. Clippers lose badly to Philadelphia, although they showed some heart and some toughness to even fight back when they were down 18 after the first quarter. But they got blitzed, ambushed at home by the opposition as they were not prepared for the sets that Philadelphia was running offensively. The back cuts, the screens, the slip screens, their offense was elite, and the Clippers were on the second night of a back-to-back, and it was probably wrong place, wrong time to be playing Philadelphia. But this is about James Harden. And the reports coming out, and if there's anything new, I guess I won't see it because I'm driving. James Harden wants to get his money. If you listen to Clippers Talk postgame, I don't blame or begrudge anybody for wanting to get their money. I don't. And James Harden is at a point where he has leverage from his camp's perspective. He's been playing really well. And I think he's given the Clippers an opportunity to trade him now. According to Tomer Azarly, who we had on postgame, live from Into a Dome, this has been brewing for 2 weeks now. This didn't just happen tonight. So it looks like they've been fielding trades and looking into what's possible. I did see right before I went live from, I think, Jake Fisher, that there isn't a trade imminent. I may have got the wording wrong there. I know these things are important when you're dealing with trades like this, but what am I supposed to do? I'm driving. But Law Murray told us post-game he wants to get his money. And his contract's only, I think, $13 million next season. And James Harden wants one more extension. The Clippers, though, they got a pretty hard-line stance, I think, about going past 2027 with any contracts outside of Zubac's. So I don't think they're going to be forced into doing anything. If they make a trade, it's not because they were concerned about James Harden being disgruntled the rest of the season. I don't think they're going to be forced into making a trade they don't want to make. That's my guess. Judging by how things have gone in the past and who this Clippers front office is. And if they don't feel it's the right trade, then James Harden will probably just have to go back to the locker room, and the guys love him, and he's been a good Clipper, and they'll just have to make it work. I don't think the Clippers, he's got them over a barrel. Well, he may have some leverage. I think there are some non-starters for this Clippers team. Things they don't want to do. And that's have money on the books for aging veterans past the summer of 2027. We're less than a year and a half away from that. And there was already the possibility that they can open up a max slot this summer if they played things right with the cap situation and James Harden's partially guaranteed contract. So if they trade for Garland, I don't think it's going to be because they're worried about James Harden being upset and feeling like they have to make a move. I think if they make a trade for Garland or anybody, it's because they like the trade. Now, Garland's contract also goes past the summer of 2027. Would you make an exception for a younger player that you think could be a building block or a core foundational piece into the next Clippers era, like Darius Garland? There are things to like about Darius Garland. There are also some obvious drawbacks. aside from his contract going past 2027, he's slight of frame. He's really good in the pick and roll. He's a good shooter, but the injury concerns are real. I've liked Darius Garland. I've thought about this possibility for a while, and I always kind of wondered, is Cleveland going to move on from him because of the injury issues? Missed the start of the season with a toe issue. Now he has an ankle. He's having a down year. The Cavs are having a down year. But he was also a big part of the reason the Cavaliers had the best record in the league last season, or were they right there with OKC? Around 65 plus wins for the Cavaliers last year. I mean, Garland's really good. Has he recovered fully from the toe issue? How concerning is the ankle issue? He has some of the same problems as a small guard like we talked about with Trae Young. Teams try to pick on him. And I think they always had an issue in the backcourt because Donovan Mitchell isn't a great defender either and is on the smaller side. And having two small guards there was always problematic in Cleveland, I think, at times. Now they had the front line, the bigs to back them up, and that makes up for a lot, and they've still been a really good defense. But their point of attack defense has never been great. Is that going to change substantially if they trade for James Harden? No. But he's at least a bigger guard and actually guards well in the post and is quick with the hands and gets a lot of steals. Chris Mannix reported they want more from the Clippers. A pick or a pick swap to do this. That could just be them playing hardball, but it is one of those scenarios where you're like, who's getting the better end of this deal? It's an interesting one. If Garland was fully healthy and there weren't those injury concerns, I would say obviously because he's 10 years younger, maybe the Clippers are getting the better end of the deal. But because of his contract and it goes so far out, and then also because he's on the smaller side at 6'1", and can be a problem defensively at times, I don't know. Whoever trades for James Harden is going to know, if someone trades for him, that he wants that contract extension. Tomer Azarli said 2 more years of $80 million. He wants to get that last contract. I want to make one thing very clear. I would not begrudge him of that. Guys want to get paid. I get it. He's been a really good Clipper, James Harden. He has been. He has been available. Kawhi only played 37 games last season. James Harden held it down on the offensive end and was the biggest reason the Clippers won 50 games last year. He was. And I don't think he was one of the problems this season for why the Clippers got off to such a slow start, or the main problem or anything like that. There's a multitude of reasons. So I got no issue with James Harden. I'm surprised by this only because I thought he wanted to come back home. But I understand if it's about the money or trying to find a better situation to win a championship. Look, the Clippers are still, 23-26 now on the season. At best, they might end up the 7th seed in the West. Are you a contender if you're the 7th seed? Nobody's won the last 40 years, 50 years that wasn't a top 3 seed. Nobody's won the championship outside of the 95 Houston Rockets that was not a top 3 seed. And if you're in the 7th spot, you're taking on the 2 seed. Who's it going to be? San Antonio, Denver, or Houston? One of those 3 teams, because OKC is going to have the number 1 seed. If you're 8th, you're getting OKC. The real question is, moved. Does this turn into a teardown in the next 60 hours before the trade deadline? Would Kawhi want out? Would others want out? Would they see this as a sell-off? Or because if you're getting Darius Garland back, are you saying, okay, we're still a good team on the upswing, and we're going to keep this rolling. Darius Garland is really good. When he's healthy, he can really help this team. It's a very different style than James Harden. Much less ISO-heavy ball, of course. But he's also not quite the system like James Harden is, where if Kawhi's not on the floor or is missing games, you know you got the system to fall back on. And that's been imperative for the Clippers because of Kawhi Leonard's own health issues. That's a big reason why they brought in James Harden. They needed someone more reliable and healthy. And he was great for him in that area. And I don't want to talk past tense too much because nothing's done. And I don't know if the Clippers are going to be forced into making any move they don't want to make. I don't think that's happening. Just because James Harden wants out, if that's the case, and wants his money and doesn't see him getting it from the Clippers, that doesn't mean they have to do anything. That doesn't mean they have to do anything they don't want to do. They also can't just send James Harden anywhere because he has a no-trade clause, basically. He can veto it. So if another team came and asked, and it was the Pelicans or the Toronto Raptors, like Tomer Azarli reported, if somebody else came in that wanted James Harden, but he doesn't want to go there, he's not going there. Even if the Clippers could get back more for him, he can veto that trade. So is it a standoff situation where unless the Clippers feel like they're getting the better end of the deal, they're not going to do it? How much do they like Darius Garland? What can Minnesota offer since Tomer Azarli reported that? Who else would get in on the mix of bringing in James Harden? It's not always an easy fit because he is the system. Because you could really upend your offense bringing in someone like James Harden because he's so ISO heavy. So I wonder what the market is. How interested is Cleveland? If they're only interested if the Clippers give them a pick, I don't know if the Clippers are doing that. Definitely wouldn't see them giving up a first-round pick. I wouldn't think. Which team needs to get off their guy more? Which team sees and grades each player as being better? When you take into account Garland's contract, but also he's 10 years younger, but he has injury issues, how does that weigh versus James Harden, his contract, versus being 10 years older? I mean, you could argue James Harden is the better player right now, obviously. So does that mean the Cavs would have to give up more? Because they're trying to get off of the contract that he has, but if they're just signing up for a longer deal with James Harden, what does that make sense? The Cavs are the only team over the second apron in the league. And my speculation has been, I think they want LeBron James back next season. That's my guess. So are the Clippers just putting out feelers? Or is it really advanced talks like Chris Mannix said? And the Clippers only putting out feelers as a favor to James Harden because, hey, he wants an extension. The Clippers don't want to give it to him. Rightfully so. He's 36. They're not trying to go past 2027 with older players. That's supposed to be their reset. James has been a good Clipper. I've been surprised with some of the deals he has taken with them. I have no bad blood with James Harden, and it sounds like there's no issue between him and the Clippers. This is an amicable situation, a mutual beneficial, possibly, situation if there's the right team. Perhaps they're just saying, okay, we'll entertain it, But we have to get the right deal back for you. We're not going to do this just to do it because you want out, but if there's something that helps both of us, we'll look into it. Is that all this is? With not much time left to make a deal. I can see that. How do you guys feel about that possibility? Just speculation on my part. Maybe it's not. We have to get something done now. It's if we can get something done that benefits both of us, great. Okay. But I just don't see the Clippers being forced to take somebody in that they're not interested in. Well, maybe they are interested in Darius Garland. He's only 26. Maybe they're looking down the line of who could become free agents in 2027, and they're saying, you know, a lot of teams are playing for 2027 to have cap space. It's not going to be that easy. So instead of having the amount to bring in two guys, two max contracts, they have one of those slots partially taken up by Darius Garland or somebody else. I could see it. I just wasn't expecting this tonight. It happened at halftime. I did notice Ramona Shelburne was there. Brian Windhorst was there. And then Tomer said, this has been talked about for a couple of weeks, and obviously James Harden is out the last 2 games for personal reasons. So I don't think this came up out of nowhere internally. But I also believe the reporting from multiple sources now that this wasn't the Clippers' intent. They didn't head into this trade deadline going, let's move James Harden. It's James initiating this with his camp. He's trying to see if there's an opportunity to get, even though he's not extension eligible now, to get to another team that would give him that extension later on that the Clippers are not going to give him. If the report's true that he's looking for 2 years, $80 million, the Clippers aren't doing that. He thinks now is the time to try to make a move. Get to a team that would entertain it, even though he's not currently extension eligible. And I have no issue with that. Like, it stinks. I like James. I like the turnaround by this team. Having to make such a monumental shift right before the trade deadline, we knew there was always this possibility that if the Clippers, what if they just sold high? They're going through a nice stretch, but they see what their ceiling is this season, and it's still relatively low, like maybe just a first-round exit. If that's what they're thinking, at best we're a first-round exit, then maybe we should see what's out there, what teams would offer. James is still playing at a really high level. But would there be a domino effect afterwards? If James is out, do you then have more of a sell-off? Does Kawhi want out? Like, that could get a little scary because you don't want to feel the pressure to have to move guys at the deadline for lesser deals where teams have the advantage on you and are in more of a position of power than you are. That's not a good place to be. So that's part of my worry. If everybody else is as shocked as they acted like in the locker room, his teammates, what are they thinking about this season now? If they realize, okay, James isn't getting paid this money, what about me later on? Like, you don't want that type of situation to come about because one guy possibly wants out and is looking at greener pastures. And yes, I'm going to fucking In-N-Out Burger. I ain't staying up this late for no reason. Sorry for the language. Lay off me, I'm starving. I felt really low energy tonight during the game, pregame, everything. I was mad at myself all night. And then this dropped, and I'm like, I needed a 5-hour energy injected into my veins or something. But I'm a little bit more awake now. Trade talk, mind-numbing trade talk. Appreciate you guys in here. You get to hear my order again. I'll ask the guy what he thinks the Clippers should do. I'll ask the In-N-Out employee. Because that seems to be how we do things here. Someone had a 3x3 during the game. Some are saying Whataburger's better. Are we having burger wars? I don't usually eat at the media buffet. I try to resist, but they do have some good food there. I usually end up having some of those dried mangoes. I prefer the ones that aren't spiced up with the chili, but those are good. And then I usually have like a cookie, something with some chocolate because my mouth is on fire. That helps. Like Darius Garland is really good. If he's healthy, Cleveland's probably not entertaining this. Now, some people are hating in here, and they will be put in timeout. I still got time for that. Believe me. Don't think I didn't see that Lakers-looking message over here in the comment section. In a perfect world, who would I trade Harden for? I'm about realistic trades, so you can throw them at me, and I'll tell you how realistic it is. The cold cheese? I understand Darius Garland has real injury issues. And for Clipper Nation, hearing that with a possible guy they're bringing in, that's a red flag, I know. But he's also 26. Who would you get that's better for James Harden? What if they throw more in? I got to have my guy Bob Schmidt on from Fear the Fro podcast. I could really use him tonight. I do like Garland more than Ja Morant. Garland could shoot. There's quite a big difference there. But yeah, now the reports are just saying James Harden's one of multiple guards that are available at the trade deadline. Good. I'm live streaming. That okay with you?
That's all right.
Can I get a number 2? Yeah. Animal style, no pickles.
Animal style, no pickles.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. There you go.
With a 7-Up.
And then a 7-Up. Yeah. There you go.
And that'll be all.
Okay. Will you be eating the car?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we got a cheeseburger, animal style, no pickle, extra cheese, 1 fry, and a 7-Up.
One question for you: should the Clippers trade James Harden for Darius Garland?
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here. I don't know.
Just first instinct. Yes or no?
I don't know.
All right. We'll take it. We'll take it. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. There you go. But that's 11:44 that first window.
All right. Have a good night.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. You know, maybe that kind of exemplifies what a tough decision this is. I got a number 2, so it comes with fries. Animal style, no pickles, though. So what do I get on it? Some people are trying to, I think, just spam the chat with fake trades. Those are not appreciated right now. Not at all. I don't need any fake trades. I need real intel. We had Tomer on earlier. We had La Murray on earlier. So Stein and Fisher say, sources say there's been preliminary conversations between the Cavaliers and the Hornets with Lonzo Ball too. I want to see what Jake Fisher said earlier. Because he wasn't as strong with the trade talk. He said, I was right. Jake Fisher said, quote, there's nothing imminent on a James Harden deal away from the Clippers, sources say. But like Trae Young and Ja Morant before him, another all-star point guard has indeed hit the trade market. Tell you, I don't think the Clippers are going to be forced into anything. If they find a trade that works for them, that Harden likes, I think that's how something like this gets done. They're not going to be forced into a trade they don't want to do just because James Harden could possibly be unhappy. Does that make sense? Does that seem reasonable? Tomer is looking good, guys. He literally ran from he did basically a quarter-mile run that involves stairs. Tomer killed it. He came in the nick of time to join me. Quit hating on my guy Tomer. He's a G. And check out Clutch Points. They've been all over this. Maybe I should see if Brett Siegel could come on too. You want Julius Randle for James? If there's a Minnesota trade, I just don't know who are the pieces with Minnesota being traded. Who's the steady veteran point guard you get? Because if you're not getting a good point guard back, a guy who can play now and help this Clippers team, like Darius Garland can, then it's a real step down, and then are you just looking at a complete teardown? Tomer is not on the oxygen tank, all right? Not at all. Some are saying Harden's trying to steal Giannis's spotlight this deadline. You saying because they got beef still? They don't like each other? That's kind of funny. 3-team deal? I know Garland is hurt currently. He's been out a couple weeks with an ankle issue. He was out with a toe issue to start the season. I'm going to text my guy Bob and ask him. I want to see if he'll respond to me right now. How was Darius Garland moving coming back from the toe issue before this ankle issue? Bob is like in Kansas City. So what? He's at Central Time. So it's 1 a.m. If I could get Bob on, this would make it a legendary podcast. I know Garland is hurt a lot. He's also 26. I'm concerned about that too. I'm concerned about his contract going past 2027. Garland was hurt in the playoffs last year. He's been hurt before. He hasn't always played great in the playoffs. Question is, who needs to give more in this trade? You guys tell me. Now, I know all of you are going to say Cleveland needs to give more, but try to be objective and impartial a little bit. Who needs to give up more? Who's getting the better end of the deal? The team getting Harden or the team getting Garland? When you account for everything, including contracts, and the fact that James Harden wants an extension, If he goes somewhere, who's giving him the extension? Cleveland's going to sign up for that? I thought they were trying to get under the second apron. I also thought there's real smoke that they're trying to get Kawhi, or they're trying to get James Harden back next season, Cleveland. I really felt like that was the case. I'm going to play some of the post-game interviews coming up while I eat. I want to see if I can put my headphones in and see if it sounds better. My beats. What do you guys think about this? I want to see if these beats will work. "100% half the chat and 85% of casual fans don't know Darius Garland is," respectfully. Come on now. That's not the case. That's not the case. All right. Tell me if you guys can hear me, if it sounds better or not. Is this better or worse? I've always had Lonzo Ball back in LA, and I thought he'd be a good Clipper, but I don't know. He's having a rough year. You guys hear me? Is this better or worse, chat? How are we feeling? Cleveland becomes a contender in the short term. Clippers risk missing the playoffs if Kawhi goes down. Guys, they could miss the playoffs. They're still 3 games under 500. You get slightly worse. Some are saying same. The playoffs are not a guarantee when you're 23 and 26. Worse. If it's worse, I ain't doing it. Little worse. Clippers talk. You guys deserve better. All right, we're back. Some are saying better, but not by much. Some are saying same, but multiple said a little worse, so I'll go with that. Kawhi to Cleveland? Kawhi's not asking for an extension or to go somewhere else. So let's talk about the more realistic rumors that are out there.
For you, got it for a cheeseburger, animal style, extra cheese, no pickle, 1 fry, 7 up.
Yes.
11.44, please. I'm out to keep your car clean.
Thank you. A random question, because I'm doing a live stream. Should the Clippers trade James Harden for Darius Garland?
I don't know anything about that.
Just take a pick. Harden or Garland?
Who?
James Harden or Darius Garland?
Second one.
Darius Garland?
Yeah.
You think they should trade for him?
Yeah. Wait, are they gonna roast me in the chat?
You're cooked. You're cooked.
I'm
Like my burger. Thank you for the answer. Good night. How we doing, Chad? What'd you think of that response? I'm on demon mode in and out. Well, I did get extra cheese. I didn't want to have to do this tonight. I didn't think any of this was going to be happening. The question is, do you roll the dice with Darius Garland's health because he's only 26? That's the question. Because of his health, and there's no guarantees you're going to be able to get anybody in 2027 or beyond. It's not my post-game ritual, all right? Just on special occasions. I can't be eating like this. I'm going to have to run 15 miles tomorrow, most likely. If Darius Garland is healthy, do you think the Clippers are better with him versus James Harden? Who thinks that? It's a very different offense. It's more Kawhi oriented. It's less ISO ball. I mean, that would change things a lot for Coach Lue. I don't think Coach Lue is in favor of this huge disruption to the offense right as the Clippers have turned things around. Garland over Ja. Ja can't shoot. Anyone that says Ja over Darius Garland does not know ball. I'm sorry. Anyone saying Ja over Darius Garland does not know ball. Ja has his own injury issues, and he can't shoot in today's league. Are you kidding? Yeah, the Clippers would play faster. Is that good for this team? They are playing more young guys now. I agree. This is not the Clippers team building philosophy to bring in smaller guards. It's not. Lawrence Frank has always liked bigger guards because they can't be hunted. I'm with that. I know Dime Dropper doesn't like James Harden, so he'd be all for it. He would trade him for anything. We disagree there. He just doesn't like his style of basketball, which I can understand. It's more ISO. I'm not going to even read some of these jaw comments. Out of pocket. Coda Bear, this is the second time you've contributed to the chat. Earlier today when we had Lauren Rosen on. Thank you, Coda Bear, for the super chat. Now I owe Lauren Rosen, I guess I don't have to give her money for this one, but I do owe her $5 since she was on when you donated earlier. What I don't want is this to turn into a bash fest about James Harden or anything like that. He's been a really good Clipper. Yeah, can I get 2 sides of spread and an extra salt packet?
Right on.
Thank you. Can I ask you real quick? Darius Garland or James Harden? I'm on a live stream. Should the Clippers trade James Harden for Darius Garland, Anthony?
Maybe. I don't really watch basketball, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Have a nice night.
Man, maybe they know ball at McDonald's or something. In and out. It didn't work out for us in that respect. Luckily, the food will, though. So, I'm going to park over here. I'm going to play some of the post-game audio. We'll listen to that. We'll get to your comments, but I got to eat because that's like the main objective here. All right? And I know that's disgusting. So, if I'm playing audio, I'll be the small window and you won't have to watch me eat. Because y'all probably didn't come here for that. But I want to listen to the post-game audio from the players after the news and from Coach Lue that apparently James Harden, the Clippers are trying to do him a solid if he wants to leave and get an extension somewhere else. All right. I'll bring up YouTube here. I want to listen post game. Let's start with Kawhi Leonard. Let me make sure if I can back up a little bit. Can you guys still hear me? I think you can. Kawhi Leonard post game. Clippers lose to Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, that also happened tonight. Thank you to Hoop Jab.
Kawhi, while you guys were playing, there were some reports that came out about the possibility of James potentially being traded before the deadline. Is that something that comes as a surprise to you, or had you heard that that could be a possibility?
Yeah, of course. That's a surprise. I was playing, so yeah, surprise.
What are your thoughts hearing that?
I have no comment on it. Respect his decision or whoever decision it is, and that's it. I mean, he's still gonna be my boy, and trust the front office. So.
Did you feel like that was maybe weighing on you guys at all today in today's game? Come on,
I'm not gonna talk about the game. I'm not gonna talk about that. So, y'all ain't got no questions about the game. I'm not asking questions about James all the time.
Well, it feels like Philly, every time you guys got it to 10 or 13, they would just pull away. What did you see from them and their quickness that kind of got you guys off there?
All-star player, obviously. Maxey leading the way. Joel Embiid's healthy. Still a great player out there. All-star talent. And, their guys stepped in and made shots. Made threes early, made timely threes, and they did a great job.
Kawhi, opponent three-point shooting has been a pretty big deal over these 5 losses in the last 22 games. Teams have shot like 44% in wins against you guys. How do you guys kind of curtail teams getting so many open looks from 3?
We'll just try to do what we did in the 22 games that we won. But I mean, it's the league, man. When you got great players, you're trying to stop them from getting to the paint. That caused them to draw into the ball. And like I said, these guys did a great job knocking them down tonight.
Were you able to put the whole All-Star thing behind you quickly?
Yeah, I mean, where we are right now, it's never an expectation for me. I was a guy that had to work my way into those conversations. So it is what it is. I'm gonna enjoy my time.
Would you have liked to have been named an All-Star?
Yeah, of course. Every player does, wants to, by the hard work they put in, but they all deserve it. They all put in hard work. They're putting in great numbers, and congratulations to everybody.
You were obviously the first New Balance star to get a signature shoe. Tyrese is expected to get one soon. Just what do you made of him and
great, consistent all-star, all-NBA player. Told him he deserves everything he's getting, and you can see each year he's getting better. So salute to him, and keep working.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Appreciate it, Kawhi. Thank you.
All right. There's Kawhi Leonard postgame. What else do we got here? Thanks to Hoop Dab. They're always posting the audio. Coach Lou.
Coach, so tonight you guys, had a tough loss, and y'all have been winning a lot of games in a row. What y'all need to do to get back on track for the rest of the games coming ahead?
Get some rest and get ready to play.
And Coach, it seems like in that first quarter, Maxey had 16 of his 29, but it seemed like when he came off ball screens, off the top of the key from the three-point line, it seemed like they were wide open. So he made 4 of his 5 from 3. What did you see in that first quarter that allowed Maxey to turn the corner with nobody being there for him to continuously get good looks from deep?
Yeah, he shoots 10 threes a game, and with his speed and Joel's setting, he's not really going downhill. He's going east and west. So the big job is to get back, and the guard keeps coming. And he made some tough step back threes, and that's what he can do, and he did it tonight.
You guys are obviously in a couple of trade reports today for the rest of the week. I'm curious how you guys are just plan to navigate that with the rest of the guys you guys do have right now, and try to keep playing games, keep trying to stack together.
Just be professional, and just come to work every day and ready to play.
Did you feel like any of that was on players' minds at all today?
You have to ask them. I'm not sure.
So you didn't think so? Though?
I don't know. You ask them. I mean, I'm not a player. Yeah, I don't know.
Ty, kind of building off that, you had previously said that you did anticipate this being a pretty quiet deadline for you guys. Do you still have that sense, or do you feel like that may no longer be the case?
I'm not sure.
Ty, you were coaching the game, so you probably didn't see specifically what we're asking about. The direct report from Chris Mannix and from Shams Charania that you guys had advanced discussions with James Harden and the Cavaliers or something involving Darius Garland. Obviously, you can't comment on anything specific, but what do you make of the idea of anything involving James Harden?
I can't comment on rumors. Sorry.
I'll rephrase it. What has James meant for you guys in LA since he's been here?
He means a lot. Yeah, he means a lot to our team, and we've seen it the last 3 years, so he means a lot.
Is that a guy that you would want to continue having past the trade deadline and be able to build towards a playoff run?
Who wouldn't want to have James Harden?
Coach, given the way you guys have played over the last month to 6 weeks, do you find this kind of ill-timed in a sense?
What?
The trade rumors involving James and just kind of the noise involving James. Do you find it ill-timed considering the way you played?
I mean, you gotta be professional. No matter what the rumors may be or what it is, we gotta come out and be professional and play. I don't think that had anything to do with it, whatever the rumors may be, but I just thought it was a tough back-to-back for us coming from Phoenix, having a good game and coming to a team that's really good, very well coached and ready to play, waiting on us, and we just didn't have a lot of juice. And then we try to come back. You spend so much energy trying to get back in the game. It's tough to beat those type of teams like that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
There was Coach Lou postgame. I know John Collins spoke with the media. I want to see if I can find that here. Thanks to Hoop Jab. Oh, I got the John Collins. I got Nico Batum as well. John Collins about 2.5 minutes here.
Don't get my pretty feet. It's gone a different way than I expected.
Welcome.
What wasn't going right tonight?
I'm not necessarily sure. Whenever I think about it in that sense, it's more than one thing. Offensive execution, they're making a lot of tough shots. Second out of a back-to-back, those are all excuses. Just got to step up and play better.
While you guys were playing, there was a report, several that came out, that there's a possibility that James could be moved before the deadline. Does that come as a surprise to you, or had you heard that could be a possibility?
No, that definitely was shocking. Obviously, I don't know too much right now, but just going to continue to see how it unfolds and go with it.
I mean, given where you guys are at right now, things are starting to come together. Like, how big of would that be a disappointment to see him go at this stage?
Hell yeah! Definitely be just a shock for me. I feel like for the team and what we've been able to do, and our season turnaround. So definitely just something different, some out of left field. But we'll again continue to handle it as it unfolds.
How have you kind of historically just handled trade deadline week? I don't know if you've been super involved, like rumor-wise, but how have you handled that yourself?
No, definitely. Well, at least my name has been involved a lot, I feel like. And at this point, I'm somewhere in between just not looking at my phone and thinking I'm a GM and being like, ooh, that's nice, and ooh, that's nice. You know what I mean? It's the basketball in me. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to stay as focused and as locked in as I can because the NBA, you never know what could happen.
You surprised, given that you guys are 17-4 in the last month, best record, that this kind of comes out now?
Hell yeah. I am surprised because I really feel like it's James, but in that same sense, I'm not because it's the NBA. You know what I mean? But what can I say? What can I say?
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
John Collins there post game, and we got Nico Batum as well here, reacting to the James Harden rumors. Hey, you know what? It's only a minute and a half here. All right, I'll try to get into it quickly. Let's hear from Nico Batum.
So you guys, I heard about it, kind of read about it. If it's happening. Like I said, I haven't heard anything from anyone. So rumors though just happened. So we're doing the game, so I really don't know.
So this wasn't something you were privy to before the game that may have been weighing on you guys at all?
I already find out like after for it, so I don't know.
Is that the tough part about this time of the season?
Yeah, I mean, deadline is like that. The deadline always rumors goes around, names dropping. So I mean, it's been like that forever. So let's see what happens.
How do you guys, as players, how do you deal with that? Just the uncertainty of deadline week. I know you've gone through it a couple times in your career.
Basic. Say like everybody say that you get control what you can control. I mean, it's pretty much what it is right now. So you go out there, you play the game, you do what you have to do, you go home, you get ready for the next day. And then someone call you to send you somewhere else, you do it. I mean, this is the NBA, but you can't control that. You can't control what you have to do on the court and off the court. That's it.
Given that you guys are 17-4 in the last month and a half-ish, best record in the league in that span, feel surprised that this comes out now?
I don't know.
Thanks, Nico.
All right. There's Nico Batum. I don't know what else there is to talk about. I'm just going to put it like this. Harden wants to get paid. The Clippers aren't going to give him the extension. He's not even extension eligible yet. I think they're trying to accommodate him, but they're not going to do that to the point where they hurt themselves by trading for a guy that they're not that interested in. So if the Clippers make a move, if they trade James Harden, it's going to be because they like what they're getting back. I'm guessing they're seeing if something is mutually beneficial for both of them. James Harden go to a place where he can get that extension, and the Clippers can get something good back. That's what I think this is. That's my guess. But it is shocking. It's a crazy night. Check out the post-game show right next to this in the live section. We had Tomer on. We also had La Murray on. I'm Adam Osland. Talk to you guys soon, I'm sure. Love y'all.